Hello everybody, and welcome to a Throne of Eldraine sealed video here on the channel. Now before I dive in, I do want to remind you that if you enjoy this video, be sure to hit that thumbs up button. It really does help me out a ton, and we're going to even up the stakes this time. If it gets to 100 thumbs up, I'm going to post another video tomorrow. I think we can get there. We've been getting a lot of thumbs up and a lot of support from you guys in the community, so if you would like to see more content immediately, I am going to be posting more videos, but if you want to see one the very next day, hit that thumbs up button, get more content, and support the channel at the same time. If you would like to join our community here on YouTube, be sure to subscribe to the channel and join our community here on YouTube. Click that bell so you don't miss any future videos. And as always, leave a comment if you have any questions. I'm going to be going very in-depth with this one, help you guys get ready for your pre-release, but let's dive right on in. Yeah, it's a really fun set. Okie doke. So we have several cool rares. We have the Cauldron of Eternity. I think this card is a trap. It strikes me as just being too expensive. 12 mana is a lot, even though it costs 2 less for each creature in your graveyard. But realistically, you're only going to have, like, say, 2 creatures in your graveyard a lot of the time, maybe 3 sometimes. This strikes me as a very late game card, which doesn't always work out that well. So I think it's more of a build around that you don't always play. Sometimes you'll mostly play it if you have some self-mill options. Sorcerer Spyglass, just not playable, limited. Lochmere Serpent is quite powerful, though. This card is a beating. Not only does it flash in and kill something, it then has evasion and also card draw built in, and then you can get it back if your opponent is like starting to come back. So that's just a fantastic card. Folio of Fancies I don't think is very good. It's just too slow as a mill card, and a lot of the time it... Ooh. Thanks for the follow... Denzak, I appreciate it. Folio Fancy is just too slow as a mill card, and the draw is just giving your opponent cards too, so I don't think it's very good. Unfortunately, can't stick around tonight, but just finished watching my Eldraine mill draft on YouTube. Thank you so much, Denzak, and I'll see you later. Stolen by the Fae, I think this card is quite powerful. So you just get to make a ton of tokens, and a lot of the time, because you'll want to bounce like a 4-drop, say, and this for 6 mana make 4 1/1 flyers, and bounce a 4-drop is just super good. So I think this card's quite good. Our Lochmere Serpent's good. And then Yorvo, Lord of Garenbrig, is also quite powerful, and really incentivizes you to play heavy green. I don't think it's as good in sealed, because you can't necessarily play a heavy green deck, and a lot of the time, when you have Yorvo, you're going to want to be like mono green or close to it, and we kind of already have a pretty good blue-black kind of base here, so we're going to have to see how that ends up working out, but that's going through the rares. Okie doke. Now we're going to be going through the colors, but I'm going to do it a little bit quicker than last time, but still going through the cards mostly. I think Idyllic Grange is only really playable if you have like 9 sources of planes, so you want to be a heavy white deck. And just from a quick glance, we don't really have a ton of reasons to do that. Deafening Silence isn't very playable. I think Outflank's pretty bad. Fairy Guideweather is a solid card, but only really in aggressive decks, and in sealed that's much harder to assemble. Venerable Knight, not really a great card in sealed either, because again, you can't really assemble these aggressive knight decks that curve out. Flutterfox, still solid. Oh man, thanks for all the support, folks. I really appreciate it. Thank you to Incorporated for the follow. I really do appreciate that. But yeah, Flutterfox is definitely going to be a good card. In sealed, you want your 2-drops to be relevant in the late game, and in the late game, this guy's going to have flying most of the time, so I think Flutterfox is a pretty good 2-drop. But if you just look at the white cards, there's just not really a ton of reasons to be white. Like, I don't have any great rares in white. I've got, like, a couple Sir Allens, but that's not really a good enough reason. I mean, it's really hard to block, and it buffs my team. But, like, if you look at the rest of my cards, I've got, like, very clunky card. I don't think this card's very good. This card's just a solid one, but not, like, insane. It's kind of like a C- level card. This card rewards heavy white, but I'm not going to be heavy white. This card rewards tokens, which does work with Sir Allen, but I still don't think it's where I want to be. And just overall, the white cards are just not super impressive. I think 2 Glass Caskets and a Trapped in a Tower is decent removal, but I just don't see the power level I need here. Like, sure, I'll kill some of their creatures and then maybe get a Sir Allen into play, but I don't know. Let's just see. If we played all of our white cards that are pretty good, we would have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 white cards, which just really isn't enough for where we want to be. Let's look at our blue cards. Mantle of Tides, I think can do good work. Oh man, thank you so much, Incorporated. I appreciate it. I think this card is mostly just a blue-red gold card. You don't really want it in a lot of decks. You kind of want to be able to trigger it at instant speed, which blue-red can do thanks to the Tormenting Voice that's at instant speed for in red. So I think that Mantle of Tides is mostly a blue-red card, and I don't think we're going to be blue-red, so we're not going to start with it in. Opt can be solid, but it's not like absurd or anything. It generally only makes the deck if you have some payoffs for it, but it's like decent filler other than that. I think So Tiny is a pretty good payoff for milling your opponent. -2/-0 is a fine combat trick, and -6/-0 is basically killing the creature a lot of the time, so I think So Tiny is quite good. Let's just add the cards that are pretty decent. Witching Well, I think, is quite solid as it just wait early in the game, smooth your draws, and then later in the game trigger your draw 2 payoffs, and also on your opponent's turn even, and also just get you some extra value. So I think Witching Well is pretty good. Quarter Monitor can be a really good defensive tool for the decks that have some big card draw effects like Witching Wells and Unexplained Vision. I think Quarter Monitor can be a pretty solid addition to the decks. I don't really like Folio Fancies, though it is kind of cute with Quarter Monitor in a way. Charm Sleep, pretty good removal spell. Tome Raider is a card that I think I differ on from a lot of players, but I don't think this card is very good unless you have draw 2 payoffs. A 1/1 is just not a relevant enough creature that I think paying 3 mana for it is worth it, even though it does have flying. So I think you need to have draw 2 payoffs before you want to play this card. Mist River Turtle is just terrible. I mean, it's going to attack, but then your opponent's going to just 5-man block it, and sure, you get in 1 hit, but I don't think it's very good. We have Moonlit Scavengers here, which is not really something I'm super interested in. It's just super expensive and conditional. And then Stolen by the Fae, which is our bomb rare. So in blue we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, but these two guys aren't very good, so I don't think we're really going to play blue, at least as a main color. Maybe we can splash it because we do have the Loch Ness Monster, or whatever it's called. Where is it? Oh, this guy. We do have Lochmere Serpent, which we would kind of like to play if we can get some fixing for it. Okay, moving on to black. We have Witch's Cottage, which if we're heavy black, we'll definitely play. But again, you need to have like 9 or 10 swamps for this to be good. Probably 9 is where I'd play it as a 10th black source. But generally, you want to make sure you're heavy. You can't just play this, as someone in my comment section asked me, why aren't you playing your Witch's Cottage instead of just a basic swamp? But I didn't end up playing it because I had a mana base that had only 7 swamps, and so Witch's Cottage is never going to be activated, and coming in tapped can be a pretty big downside. So this card's definitely solid, but only for certain decks. Reef Soul is one of the better black commons, just I think is the second best one after Bacon to a Pie, just very powerful. And then after that, our black commons suck. Like Memory Theft is okay as a sideboard card, but not really one I'm happy to play. Reaper of Night is a fine one of in sealed, but I'm not super thrilled to play it. Festive Funeral is really clunky. Locthwain Paladin is just, you have to be heavy black, and then Cauldron is not super a card I'm super high on, so our black is kind of bad. So far, our deck is not looking great. Looks so far that our white is our best color, and then blue and black are both very mediocre. So unfortunately, we won't get to play the Loch Ness Monster. Dwarven Mine, pretty strong payoff for being heavy red deck. Just getting a free 1/1 attached to your lands is nice. Yeah, it does kind of suck, but I mean, you win some, you lose some. At least our colors are pretty obviously bad. Bargain is a solid enough combat trick, especially late in the game when you have like a bunch of creatures that all want to attack. But you kind of have to have non-humans, so you can't really run this in a Knight's deck because +2/+2 is just not a super great effect for 1 mana on its own. Like, it's a solid effect, but it's not like a card I'm happy to play. Red Cap Melee is a pretty solid removal spell. You don't really want to cast this early in the game, but I think it is main deck material just because later in the game you don't mind sacrificing a land, and if you are against a red deck, it's super potent. Scorching Dragonfire is the best red common in my opinion. Super powerful card. It's looking like our red is quite good, so we'll just start adding these cards. 2/7 Dwarves. I'd probably play 2/7 Dwarves. I mean, you do need some 2-drops, and this one can become a 3/3 in certain draws, so that's solid-ish. And then there's Red Cap Raiders, which I think is quite potent if you can get aggressive enough starts, so we'll have to see, but Red Cap Raiders can definitely do some work. The key being is you need to be able to like curve out with it, because if you just play this as a 3-mana 3/3, it's not very good. But if you then follow it up with a 4-drop, then you can use that 4-drop to activate Red Cap Raiders and have essentially a 3-mana 4/3 trample, which is quite good. So we'll start with that in. I think Skullknocker Ogre is not great. The problem is that its ability is actually a downside a lot of the time, because your opponent late in the game will just hold a land, and then they'll start just drawing real spells when you hit them with your Skullknocker Ogre. I didn't mention Brimstone Trebuchet. I think this card is relatively solid, and the ping ability can be quite nice in sealed, where boards might stall out, and the reach helps it block the flyers, so I think I would probably play that. Scorching Barrage I have as the second best red common, or at least one of the top red commons, just dealing 5 damage at instant speed and potentially like bolting the opponent's face is pretty nice. So it looks like our red is decent. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 red cards. Maybe we'd play Bargain. So we have like some decent red. It's not like insane or anything, but if we played like every single red card we had, it would be a decent amount. But I'm not really sure I want to go that direction still. I mean, we're going to have to go some direction. But which direction remains to be seen. Moving on to green, we have Wildwood Tracker, which is like a 1-mana 2/2 in the right deck. We have Curious Pair, which is like a card I only really want to play if I have food payoffs, but it's okay. Garen Big Squire, not a card I'm super hyped about. Acolyte can be fine if you have some ramp payoffs, but we don't really look like we have that. Spore Cap is fine for stalling the game, but a lot of the defensive deck, a lot of the green decks are going to be relatively aggressive where you don't want this. I think Yorvo is a really nice payoff, but we don't have enough green stuff to support Yorvo and be worth going heavy green like that. Outmuscle is a very good card. Wolf's Quarry is decent. I guess we have Resolute Rider and Covetous Urge if we wanted to play black. And then we have Rampart Smasher if we wanted to play red. What's our red-white aggro deck look like? Because the Inspiring Veteran and Rampart Smasher kind of make me want to play red-white with a heavy red component to help Rampart Smasher come down early. And then we could play Tournament Grounds. Jousting Dummy's probably going to make the cut at this point. Clockwork Servant's a fine payoff for heavy red deck. Same with Henge Walker's like a fine card. Like 3 mana 3/3 is okay. Okay, so let's just start building some decks. So let's start off by building like a red-white aggro deck. Fairy Guide Mother, Flutter Fox, 2 Glass Caskets, this guy. So we kind of have a lot of cards here, but the problem is we can't really enable a heavy component in either color, which makes me want to get rid of any like real payoffs for gold cards. So we're going to get rid of the Dwarven Mines. I don't think we want to run any Adamant cards. Maybe we'd run Rally for the Throne, just because we do have some payoffs. But like this card needs non-humans. How many non-human things do we have? This cares about non-humans. I guess that's our only one. So we could probably run Rally for the Throne just because of the double Sir Allens. How many knights do we have for this? We have 1 knight. 2 knights. We don't really have any knights. 3 knights. Oh, 4 knights. We have a decent number of knights, I guess. I don't think we want this guy. He's just too mediocre. But this is build number 1. It's like a red-white deck. Thank you so much, Henkel Bank, for the follow. I really appreciate it. Oh, that's so much better. No, I don't have to use that move at all. Henkel Bank. I don't have to use the tabbing out method anymore. I just figured that out. Perfect. But yeah, thank you for the follow. I really appreciate it. If this is a 9/8 mana base, let's look at our colors. Yeah, we kind of have to have a 9/8 mana base. This is not the greatest deck, so let's just save that one in our heads. And then let's just see what would happen if we built... I really don't see any other... Oh, we would have to play this card, of course. I forgot about that guy. And I don't think we would play that. Oh, I'm going to redo that deck now. I forgot that we had those cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh yeah, red-white's definitely the way to go. I forgot about those extra cards that were lurking. Yeah, definitely playing that guy. We don't have quite enough knights to make Tournament Grounds good. I don't think we really want that guy. We're not heavy enough white to play Resolute Rider. That's the downside with not being heavy enough colors. You can't play cards like Rampart Smasher or Resolute Rider, even though they're super good. We do get Inspiring Veteran, which is nice, though. So we have 1 knight, 2 knights, 3 knights, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5 knights. Still don't think that's good enough for Tournament Grounds. We will play the Jousting Dummy. Clockwork Servant, probably not a super big priority here. I don't really want to run that card. Prophet could be a solid enough option at the top end. I don't really like Henge Walker either. Clockwork Servant as a 3-mana 2/3 that has some upside later on in the game is pretty solid, I think. I'd rather run that than Profit, I think. We'll cut the Skullknocker Ogre. We don't really have any 4-drops. This is a tricky build. This is tricky. I think red-white's the place to be. We just don't have enough green cards. Like, look, we have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have like 10 green cards total, and we don't really want to play these. Yeah, and we can't really play our black, even though we have these 3 cards. We can't play Ramp or Smasher, unfortunately. How many 2-drops do we have in this deck? We have 12 2-drops. That's good. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 2-drop creatures, which is pretty much a number we can't touch. 7 2-drops is really a solid number, so we don't want to mess with that. Venerable Knight is questionable. We're not going to touch the 2-drops. We're not going to touch the Brimstone. Redcap Raiders could probably get touched. Prized Griffin could probably... No, I think flying is just so good for this type of deck. So what goes? I think we're going to cut Barge in. We kind of already have Silver Flame for a combat trick. And also a lot of our stuff are humans, so that makes sense to cut. I wasn't really thinking about that before, but now we just need one more cut. These aren't even knights. They're just humans. Yeah, we'll cut Rally for the Throne. Yeah, that seems much better. Okay, I like that build. 9-8 seems solid to me. Yup. Yeah, that's going to do it for the building portion. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you stay with me for the matches. Hello, and welcome to round 1. We have 7 dwarves into Clockwork Servant into Sir Alan or something. This is a great hand. We're definitely going to start with Plains, because if we draw a white 2-drop and then a Plains, we would want to curve that into Gnome. But I think we will just play the Gnome. Close call, close call. We might skip out on Clockwork Servant on turn 3, just because we want to maybe draw an extra card on turn 4. Hopefully we draw something to play this turn. Yeah, we're just going to skip it and draw an extra card. Sealed is a slow format. It's going to get grindy, and we don't have anything to do on turn 4 anyway. The extra 2, 3 in play probably won't make a huge difference. Trap it in a tower, buddy. I'm waiting. My fairy guide mother's waiting in the wings. No. We definitely don't want to trade these off because we have Sir Alan coming down. Wow, Flutterfox plus Clockwork Servant. Match made in heaven. We're just going to play Sir Alan as soon as possible. Bait out some removal, maybe. And then we can play Prized Griffin. Ah, the Arden Veil Tactician. Welcome to the squad, Sir Alan. I think this card is really good. Like, it's fantastic. Like, look, how do they block this thing? If they play this Lonesome Unicorn, I don't know what I do. I don't think I really want to attack with this. Because then they triple block it. Other creatures. Wandermare. Okay. Oh my gosh, I get to play another Sir Alan. Now that is truly glorious. 2 abilities removed. Is he still a legendary? I think so. Rats. We're just gonna... I think we're gonna play Prized Griffin this turn. It's just slightly bigger than Flutterfox. This thing's coming down to make Wandermare slightly bigger now. And also stops him from hitting me. I don't think Wandermare is like absurd. It's just a solid card. We're going to want to play our Sir Alan anyway. I think they're trying to protect their Wandermare. This is just a solid bluff attack from us, kind of, because we want to play our Alan anyway. So we kind of want this one to die, and now we get all this extra value. Like, that's actually significant value. Like, incredible value. They have their little fox. Maybe I should use the fox. Oh my god, that's adorable. Oh my gosh. I do have the level 99 one, but for next round, maybe we'll just swap in our fox. Because foxes are cute as all get out. Out muscle. Brutal. Oh, we need to get our deal 3 to kill this Ardenvale. No! Oh my gosh, what a fantastic rip. We'll get rid of the reach guy. We could have gotten rid of the Wandermare, but then how are we winning? Because we can't get through a 1-5. Prized Griffin doing work. Has him on a 3-turn clock. Can't be stopped by trapped in a tower. We just need to draw. We can draw 2 mana, deal 3. 5 mana, deal 3 to this, and deal 3 to their face. I mean, deal 5 to this, deal 3 to their face. Okay. We have a lot of great draws. I'm feeling optimistic about this game, even though they have 3 cards in hand. Oh dear. Oh no. Well, 2 adventures later, I'm feeling a lot less optimistic. Oh. So I can give this thing flying. And +2/+1. And hit them. So this will become, it'll be 4, it'll be 6 power. That's my biggest creature, right? Yeah, let's do it. I could also do it with this guy, but then they double block and... So if I attack with all 3, they have to block this and this in some capacity. So let's just say they eat this, bounce here, go to 3. So now if I attack like this, they just double block this guy, which would then... I would want to try and kill them, and they only have one card in hand, so I'm going to do the math here. If I attack with these two, this thing's going to be 6 power because I'll tap this. And then they block here, here. They double block here. They go to 3. I then have killed this, and I'll have Flutterfox and the Fairy Guide Mother. So then I'll be able to get in 1. I like just attacking with this guy. Okay. This is also, if they don't block, it leaves me the out of just drawing my Searing Blaze or Barrage or whatever it's called. And they might just double block. Going to 3 might just be too risky. And then I kill Prized Griffin. I get to trade my 3/2 ground creature for their 3/4 flyer, which is a huge game. And now that I kill Prized Griffin, my Prized Griffin can start attacking them. And my 2/1 kind of holds the ground pretty well. This is really good for me. I really want to draw my deal 5. I'm holding the ground fairly effectively right now. If they attack with this, it might be worth it to triple block. Because then they'll kill this and this. Okay. Okay. So we need to have a good draw this turn. And we can't afford to block this anymore. We're just hoping to draw our Searing Blaze off the top now. Yeah, no blocks. Indeed. Indeed, white-red. Come on, Searing Blaze, or whatever it's called. This is our first round, actually. I think our deck is pretty good, though. Yes, Magic is so easy! Magic is such an easy game, isn't it, folks? Just gonna make bonus sure. I didn't even know the name of the card. Yes! Oh my gosh, I'm so glad you're enjoying the content, Arch Emperor Grimwolf. Well, that was an easy round, obviously. I'll see you for the next one. Hopefully we can get that lucky again. Hello, and welcome to round 2. On the play, lots of white lands. I think we can afford to keep this, though. We have a guy that's relatively hard to block. Wow, this guy is fully blinged out. I think you can only get this Garrick by buying like the super expensive, whatever it's called. And he's got his fully... Maybe I should use these sleeves to show that I've done that full mastery pass. Oh yeah, Youthful Knight plus the Silver Flame Squire, I mean, on alert combat trick is so good. I'm so excited. It's going to be great. At this point, we're not going to just play Silver Flame. We're going to assume our opponent has something probably for the long game. And yeah. Okay. Okay, they got a mountain. Okay, interesting, interesting. We're trying to click through as fast as possible so they don't know. Whoops. Well, that was a mistake. I kind of tried to cancel it right after I did it, but yeah. Unfortunately, we can't even cast this, which is a pretty big problem. It's actually quite unfortunate, because we would just be able to kill it because they have a mountain in play. We're not actually going to double trade here. That would just be really bad. We'll just let them draw an extra card. Unfortunately. We did sub in our Fox. What a cute little guy. Gosh darn it. This is not the mana-based draw I hoped for. We'll put it that way. They just have to have one removal spell and we'll scoop it up, probably. Our deck doesn't have the recovery tools a lot of sealed decks have. We don't have like a super great bomb to draw into. Oh yeah, that was a game we could have won, but our draw did not line up super well, and we'll be there in the next round. Hello everybody and welcome to round 3. And we're going to keep this hand. We're going to just lead with turn 1 Guide Mother, because on turn 1 Guide Mother can kind of get the job done. We have a perfect 1-2-3 curve out. Though to be quite honest, we don't really care about the Garen Break Squire, so we might just save our removal till their end step and try to kill their 3-drop with it. Wrecked. I don't think we care enough about the Squire to kill it. We'll take some damage. And we will tap down the Fairy Guide Mother. We're going to go to damage. This is the way safer option. It's too risky to greed for 2 points of damage there. Yeah, because then we go for that, and then this thing dies, and catastrophe. We're just making the solid replay. Like opponent passes with 4 mana up, they could just have bacon to a pie. That is one that I kind of want to kill. But not right now. We have a lot of removal spells, which are going to make Sir Alan's attacks terrifying. Okay, Fierce Witch Stalker, I see you. We're just going to attack with everything. This thing can block here, this thing can block there. Kind of want to hold this back. We're actually not going to attack, we're just going to play Clockwork Servant. And now we have a much better attack next turn because we can kill the Maraleaf Rider on end step or something. Or we'll just kill that on end step because that makes a lot more sense to kill. And if we draw a land here, then we can cast both of these. Let's just take out the Spore Cap Spider, because that card is irritating. And then we'll attack with everything. And thanks to this Scorching Dragonfire, we are going to have a pretty good setup no matter what. Like if they block here or here, we can kill it, finish it off. They're double blocking that. That actually works out perfectly for us. I don't understand what they're playing around here. But whatever it is, they just got completely owned. Huh. What were they playing around? +2/+2? Well, it was a noble effort, opponent. Getting Adamant is so big on these spells. You'll notice, folks, that I didn't just fire off my Scorching Dragonfire on turn 2. I saved it and saved it and saved it. And it ended up coming in clutch. What did you draw, opponent? Oh gosh. You're kidding. What the heck? We dodged a bullet. If they'd had that the turn before, it could have been problems. But we got the win. Some good timing on our removal spells. Got the job done. And we'll see you for round 4. And welcome to God Tier Knights Draw the deck. On the play, we're keeping this hand. Knight into Venerable Knight. I mean, Venerable Knight into Inspiring Veteran. It's a truly a veteran tribal deck. And then we have double Sir Alan. This is a great start. This is like a constructed draw here. We have a lot of pressure. If they miss their 2-drop, they're in trouble. Unfortunately, we missed as well, but definitely want to lead with planes here, because if we draw our Adamant 3-drop, the Clockwork guy, we want to be able to get Adamant on it. If they trade, we're fine with that. Unfortunately, we whiffed on our draws. We kept a great opener and then drew 3 lands, but not the end of the world. Can't win them all in terms of draws, but we can with our play skill. Well, we've drawn all lands this game, but never fear, we are still in it. Sir Alan is a beast. In a world where eyes are replaced... Oh my gosh. Well, that was brutal. I should have attacked first. Okay. So this will become a 4-powered creature, so if they double block this one, they'll take 5 from Sir Alan. And I would kill the Ogre Errant. Play these 2 guys. I think trading this guy off is fine. It gets rid of these 2 guys having a buff on power, but that's not the end of the world. Well, we need a good draw here. Well, that was a fine draw. You hath been trapped in the tower, Barrow Witches. These will trade. This will block, and they'll go to 3. And once again, Searing Blaze wins me the game. Actually, am I just dead? 4, 7? No, I'm not. I go to 2. Unless they have 2 creatures, which is fairly likely. I forgot about that. Huh. I wonder what they have. Oh, that's so good. The burn. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. Oh my goodness. Well, that's going to do it for that round, and I will see you in the next one. Hello, and welcome to round 5. We got to have a winning record, folks, or at least hopefully. We're going to keep this. 4 removal spells. Not really where our deck wants to be, but it definitely... You can't really mulligan 4 spells, 3 land. Brimstone Trebuchet is a solid option here. Well, our glass casket has a home now. But first, the trebuchet. Because now we could casket plus something. It's all about mana efficiency in this type of situation. Don't kill my trebuchet, dearest friend. Honestly, our trebuchet is kind of important to us, so we're not going to block. We're just going to take one. We're just going to kill this with our glass casket. And then Fierce Witchstalker is going to be trapped in a tower. We're going to get the Flutter Fox down, because now they probably won't attack with Spore Cap. And we have an enchantment, so our Flutter Fox has flying. We also will have an artifact soon anyway. Oh dear. Well, they now have a free crew member. Oh my god, I got to ping. Well, that's a catastrophe. We're just going to get Sir Alan into play. If we lose by 1 point of damage, we'll know why. This thing has first strike, so it can block that. Next turn we're going to glass casket the spider. We're not going to block this until we have a Scorching Dragonfire up. I feel like they might have the +5/+5 trick that if you sack a food, you get to be +5/+5 instead of +3/+3. Like, they're kind of holding it up. Jousting Dummy also triggers our Flutter Fox. Let's hit them for 7, shall we? Actually 8, because Flutter Fox... No, it is 7, it is 7. Okay. That is annoying that they had that in the main deck. The Jousting Dummy is here. I hope they just play this thing, and then I can just kill their stuff. This is a really good card. The fact that it comes with the 1/1s you need to crew it is really good. We're not going to block. When we have Scorching Dragonfire up, we just want to punish them for attacking with making attacks like that. We'll block it next turn with Scorching Dragonfire up, maybe. Sure. We're going to kill this thing. Can we even afford to attack? I think we have to attack. rough. Maybe we played around the +3/+3 too much. Yeah, that's what they had. Ouch. Huh. I feel like I could have played that better. Maybe I was just supposed to hold back with my Scorching Dragonfires earlier. Maybe I was supposed to threaten the block on this with my Sir Alan and hold up the Dragonfire, so if they did go for the trick. The problem was I thought they would give it +5/+5 or something, and then my Scorching Dragonfire doesn't even let Alan trade with it. Hard to say. But we did end up being defeated. I mean, our deck was not absurd or anything. I don't think we had any rares, but sometimes that's what you're dealt. But that is going to do it for this draft video. If you did make it all the way till the end, in the comment section down below, leave a hashtag Aggro to let me know you made it all the way till the end. Remember that if you would like to see more Throne of Eldraine videos, be sure to hit that thumbs up button. Just leave a comment in the comment section down below to let me know if you have any questions or feedback, things you would have done differently, plays, how you would have built the deck, that sort of thing. If you'd like to find more of my content, you can find it on twitch.tv/NicolaiBolas. There's going to be a link to that in the description. You can join in all of the fun live by following the channel. If you would like to join our community here on YouTube, be sure to subscribe and click that bell so you don't miss any future videos. It really is awesome to see the community growing, and especially at the beginning of a new set when I'm releasing a ton of new content. If you would like to give back to the channel, you can do so by doing all the things I previously mentioned, or if you're over on Twitch, you can subscribe with Twitch Prime or just normally. With Twitch Prime, it is included with your Amazon Prime. So if you have Amazon Prime, head on over to Twitch, take 2 clicks, and you are subscribed, and gives back to the channel, and it's already included. So that's a really great way to support the channel. You can also do so by using the affiliate link when you buy cards. There's going to be a link to that in the description and also in the pinned comment. By using the link you're giving back to our community, it's a link to the TCG Player web store. Finally, if you would like to give back to the channel directly, you can do so via the Patreon. Get access to some pretty sweet rewards along the way, like bonus content every week. And one of those rewards is being put in the credits at the $10 per month level. So thank you so much to everybody that supports at that level and all levels over on the Patreon, patreon.com/NicolaiBolas. That is going to do it for this video. We didn't have the most success, but it was fun and we learned a lot. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll talk to you guys next time.